was in over my head when I challenged myself to finish an entire sketchbook. So far, I finished 3 full spreads and like a couple other random drawings. I thought I would give a little update since I finished so much so soon. This one is my favorite one so far because the shading's really good. And these ones are from my most recent video. I really liked how these turned out. On Pinterest, I saw this photo of this girl smoking, and it's so cool. I thought I would add it to my sketchbook. I really like how her hair looks in the photo, so I really wanted to capture that. I know some people have themed sketchbooks, but I kind of like to play it by ear. Like, this spread does not have a consistent theme at all. The first drawing is obviously of the girl smoking, but the second one is just a random flapper. Like, for some reason, I really like these photographs of flappers I find on Pinterest. I know the fingers look like a bunch of fries that you'd get at McDonald's, but don't worry. I had to fix them off camera because it was impossible to draw them with a camera in the way. I mean, the hand still looks like a little wonky, but at least it's better than it was in the last clip. I wasn't able to capture the likeness of the girl in the original photo. I know there's this thing called the Loomis method. Supposedly, it's the superior way to draw faces. I'm not a huge fan of the technical side of art, so I've never really looked into it. I honestly don't use any sort of method. I just put a pencil to paper. I prefer to practice art by doing instead of studying and doing other boring things. There's nothing wrong with studying art. I just don't enjoy it. Now I'm finally starting the hair. I really liked how it turned out because I rarely draw people with side parts. Now I'm finally starting to shade the drawing. I love to add a little hatching to the nose as well as the cheeks. I think blush makes the face look 10 times better. Now I'm starting to shade in the hair. I don't have a specific technique, I just hatch until it's fully filled in. And now the first drawing is finished. As I said before, for the second drawing, I chose to draw a flapper. I'm not a huge fan of how this turned out, but you'll see why later. I think for my next video, I will either be doing a Pinterest chooses what I draw challenge, or I will draw some of my favorite characters. I'm a huge Hunter x Hunter fan, so I want to have some drawings of Kurapika or Killua in this sketchbook. I just really want to make this sketchbook my own. I've been seeing a lot of sketchbook tours recently, and it's inspired me a lot. I also want to work with other mediums, because so far I've only used graphite pencils. I definitely want to dive into colored pencils and maybe even watercolor. I'm a little scared to use watercolor on this paper because it's obviously not made for it, but that hasn't ever really stopped me before. I was really testing my ability to draw hands on this spread because both reference photos had hands on display. Right now, the drawing of the flapper doesn't look too bad, but I feel like it got much worse when I started to add shading to it. In the reference photo, the flapper's eyes were much closer together, and I think that's another major issue. Out of the two drawings on this spread, I think I like the one with the girl smoking more. I really like how her hair turned out, and I think the pose is so dynamic. The flappers pose isn't bad. I had a drawing recently that had a similar pose. I just don't like how it turned out on this one.